Now, in a viral video, activist Gary Chambers Jr. criticized Louisiana's school board for defending the naming of a school after Robert E. Lee. Chambers also blasted board member Connie Bernard for, get this, shopping online during the hearing. Take a look.
Next. So I had intended to get up here and talk about how racist Robert E. Lee was, but I'm going to talk about you, Connie. Sitting over there shopping while we talking about Robert E. Lee.
Get her.
This is a picture of you shopping while we talking about racism and history in this country. Only white members of this board got up while we were up here talking too, because you don't give a damn, and it's clear. But I'm going to tell you what the slaves, my ancestors, said about Robert E. Lee, since you don't know history, sister. Let me tell you that they said when he got the plantation, after he got off the field where 27,000 people died at Gettysburg, Connie, Robert E. Lee was a brutal slave master. Not only did when he whooped the slaves, he said, lay it on them hard. After he said, lay it on them hard, he said, put brine on them so it'll burn them. That's what Robert E. Lee did. And you set your arrogant self in here and sit on there shopping while the pain and the hurt of the people of this community is on display, because you don't give a damn and you should resign. You should have resigned 2 years ago when you choked a white man in his house. You should have resigned 2 weeks ago when you got on TV and said foolishness. And you should walk out of here and resign and never come back, because you are the example of racism in this community. You are horrible. Now to the rest of the board. You have an obligation to the people of this community, and 81% of them are black. And do you need a Klan rally outside, Mr. Goday, before you end it? Because holding it up means that you put that building in jeopardy. You do, sir. Because all over the country, they burning stuff down. And black folks in this city have stood with protesters. I ain't seen you elected officials out there with them, making sure that nothing goes south in Baton Rouge. It's been folks in this community who give a damn, not just when it's comfortable, but every time. And 4 years ago, we came down here. Mr. Drake, they say you're a good man. Be a good man. Black folks say you're a good man. White folks say you're a good man. Your legacy is attached to tonight, brother.
Now, that is an example of how we feel. You see how all he did was voice his opinion. He didn't go up to her. He didn't fight her. He let her know what she needed to hear.
He exercised his First Amendment right of free speech, and he gave her some facts. Robert E. Lee was a terrible person. Jefferson Davis, terrible person. I'm from Richmond,
and I hope
Virginia.
when she walked out and we saw that clip of her walking out, I hope she resigned.
She never comes back.
Shopping online.
Can you believe that?
That shows she don't care.
Yes,
like,
she should
we're in
be
a crisis,
embarrassed.
and that's what you get. Like,
Exactly.
you
that shows
don't
you
care
what
that
he
much.
said. They don't care, and we know that.
Just
they don't
privilege
care.
at its finest.
And somebody voted her for that position. So so we keep harping back on voting is so important.
So important.
She can't be in a position if she's not voted for it. So get up out here. Bye, Connie.
Gotta go. You have to add that name to Karen's name, right?
Right.
What we have to do. Now, Tremel Howard, Vice President of the Eastern Baton Rouge Parish School Board, and 3 other board members are calling for the resignation of fellow board member Connie Bernard. They should.
Yes.
We as a board cannot remove a sitting board member, but we can demand the resignation, which we stand before you today doing so.
We are going to walk every single house in her community. Volunteers have already begun to sign up, and there's people from all over the nation that said they will help out to make sure that we knock on every single door to make this happen.
Meanwhile, the school board voted unanimously to come up with a new name for the 61-year-old high school. In 2016, the board voted to remove the Robert E. portion of the school's name, with Connie being one of the 5 members to vote to keep Lee in it. Now, a new name is expected to be selected by the board on July 16.
Man, you know what?
They have to.
Listen, this is Baton Rouge, home of where LSU just won the national championship on the backs of a lot of black players. Okay?
Oh, you already know. Could have done it without him.
So who's one of the most famous players from LSU? I don't know. Shaquille O'Neal. Name the school after Shaq. Do something like that, man. Let's have any disassociation from Robert E. Lee and slavery and the Confederacy. Because think about the dichotomy. This is Baton Rouge. This is where LSU is. is.
Yeah, man.
You know, that they run Baton Rouge.
What would happen if a lot of us decide not to go to LSU in the future? Saying, you know what, we're going to go elsewhere.
We've seen this go down with Oklahoma State this about last week. A couple players of Oklahoma State saw their coach in the OAN shirt, Mike Gundy, and it was like, we're going to just not play. And he apologized, and everyone's trying to make good because we run this, okay?
Yes,
we run everything. We are so much money's in Baton Rouge because of LSU, because of those black players. So when you see that going on, and to see that there are people who want to name a school that might recruit players to LSU after Robert E. Lee.
No.
But it just surprises me, too, that one, they have to have a board meeting to do it. Yes. Two, they have to have a press conference. Why do we have to go through all that when you know who this man was? You should have just wiped his name without it being questioned. Exactly. They know it's wrong, but still we have to take all these extreme measures to get heard.
Like, y'all not naming after it Bruce Lee. This is not after Bruce Lee High School. This is Lee High School. If you keep the name, they know it was just removed for Robert E. Lee, so it needs to go. Like, any schools named after Robert E. Lee, Jefferson Davis, Stonewall Jackson. I'm looking at you, my hometown of Richmond, Virginia. That needs to go too. Just stop honoring these losers and these racists and these oppressors.
Got to do that.
No.
Stop at 5.